Think you remember the stars of the 70s and 80s? Let's put your memory to the test in reverse. We'll show you what they look like now, and you try to guess who they are before we reveal their younger photo and name. Keep track of how many you get right, and let us know your score in the comments. Ready? Let's begin. If you ever dreamed of a magical home inside a bottle, you definitely know her. That's Barbara Eden from I Dream of Jeannie. In 2025, she's 94 and still radiates that magical charm. Those crossed arms and a blink solved everything. That voice, that mustache, you'd recognize him anywhere. That's Sam Elliott, now 81. From Roadhouse to The Big Lebowski, he's brought that authentic Western gravitas to everything he's touched. Many viewers say he's aging like fine whiskey. If you watched TV in the 90s, you couldn't miss her running in slow motion on the beach. That's Pamela Anderson, now 58. She's embraced a more natural look these days and become an author and activist beyond that famous red swimsuit. You might know him as the witty surgeon who made us laugh and cry. That's Alan Alda, now 89, who played Hawkeye Pierce on MASH. His brilliant combination of humor and humanity turned a comedy into something much deeper. That iconic red hair and unforgettable style. That's Diane Keaton, now 79, who captured our hearts in Annie Hall and The Godfather. Our viewers consistently comment on how beautifully she's aged while staying true to her unique fashion sense. That's not a knife. You can hear his voice just looking at him. That's Paul Hogan, now 85, who brought Crocodile Dundee to life. His fish out of water story had us all wanting to visit the Australian outback. If you ever spun around in your living room hoping for a magical transformation, you know her. That's Linda Carter, now 74, the original Wonder Woman. Her portrayal set the standard for female superheroes for decades to come. You might remember him declaring greed is good as the ultimate 80s villain. That's Michael Douglas, now 81, who made Gordon Gekko in Wall Street a cultural icon. His roles defined an era of excess and ambition. If you watch Three's Company, you'll recognize her immediately. That's Joyce DeWitt, now 76. Who brought a grounded presence as Janet. She was often the voice of reason amidst all those hilarious misunderstandings. The plane, that elegant accent is unmistakable. That's Ricardo Montalban, who would be 105 in 2025. As Mr. Rourke on Fantasy Island, he welcomed us to a world where dreams came true with unexpected lessons. That's Glenn Close, now 78, who delivered that unforgettable Fatal Attraction performance. Her extraordinary range has made her one of our most versatile actresses. If you tried to start a jukebox with your elbow, you know him. That's Henry Winkler, now 80, who made leather jackets cool as the Fonz on Happy Days. Today, he's an accomplished author and advocate for dyslexia awareness. She made us laugh for decades, improved humor, has no age limit. That's Betty White, who lived to the remarkable age of 103. Her wit made her America's most beloved senior citizen, right to the end. If you've ever dreamed of being effortlessly cool, you know him. That's Robert Redford, now 88, who defined Hollywood charisma. From The Sting to founding the Sundance Film Festival, his legacy extends far beyond his performances. You might remember her emerging from a pool in one of cinema's most iconic scenes. That's Phoebe Cates, now 62, from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She later chose family over fame, stepping away from Hollywood to raise her children. If you made that bionic sound effect while running in slow motion as a kid, you know him. That's Lee Majors, now 86, the $6 Million Man. He showed us that technology could enhance humanity before that was even a concept. How many of you recognize so far? Don't worry if you're missing a few. That moment when you see a familiar face but can't place the name happens to all of us. Keep your total, and we'll check your final score at the end. Those signature curls haven't changed a bit. That's Bernadette Peters, now 77, Broadway royalty who stole hearts in films like The Jerk. Many viewers comment that her talent and those incredible vocals seem to defy the passage of time. If you dreamed of having a talking car as a kid, you definitely know him. That's David Hasselhoff, now 73, who drove Kit on Knight Rider before running in slow motion on Baywatch. He became one of the most watched TV stars worldwide. You might remember her running in slow motion with that iconic sound effect. That's Lindsay Wagner, now 76, TV's original Bionic Woman. She showed us that female characters could be both physically strong and emotionally compassionate. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. That intensity is unmistakable. That's Al Pacino, now 85, who ruled in The Godfather. His transformation from reluctant Michael Corleone to powerful Don showed his incredible range. If you watch sci-fi in the late 70s, you'll recognize her immediately. That's Erin Gray, now 75, who broke ground in Buck Rogers. As Colonel Wilma Deering, she commanded respect in space long before other female sci-fi leaders. I pity the fool. Those gold chains and mohawk are instantly recognizable. That's Mr. T, now 73, who defined 80s tough guy cool on the A-Team. Behind that fierce exterior was a man dedicated to inspiring children. You might know her from roles spanning from a beauty captivated by King Kong to American Horror Story. That's Jessica Lange, now 76, whose extraordinary range has allowed her to continually reinvent herself across 5 decades. That mustache, that Hawaiian shirt. If you dreamed of solving crimes in paradise, you know him. That's Tom Selleck, now 80, who defined cool in Magnum P.I. He made being a private investigator look like the ultimate dream job. If you love strong female characters who take no prisoners, you know her. That's Pam Grier, now 76, the original Foxy Brown. She broke barriers with powerful performances long before Hollywood talked about representation. If you ever tried to fix something with random household items, you were channeling him. That's Richard Dean Anderson, now 75, who gave us MacGyver. He was our problem solver with a Swiss Army knife long before Google had all the answers. That's Cheryl Ladd, best known for her role as Chris Monroe on Charlie's Angels. Today in 2025, she's 74 and still has that same sparkle in her eyes that captivated audiences when TV shows were weekly appointment viewing. You might remember him from that legendary car chase in The French Connection. That's Gene Hackman, now 95, whose versatility made him equally convincing as hero or villain. He's retired from acting and become a novelist. If you know why certain shorts are still called Daisy Dukes, you recognize her. That's Catherine Bach, now 71, from the Dukes of Hazzard. Those iconic shorts in the Duke family's adventures against Boss Hogg captivated America. You might know him best as Richie Valon's troubled brother in La Bomba. That's Isai Morales, now 63. Many of our viewers comment on how handsome he remains after all these years, bringing depth and authenticity to every role. If you live for the drama and shoulder pads of 80s primetime soaps, you know her. That's Linda Evans, now 83, who was the glamorous Crystal Carrington on Dynasty. Her catfights with Joan Collins became television legend. That fist pump in the air still resonates with anyone who ever felt like an outsider. That's Judd Nelson, now 66, the rebel from The Breakfast Club. John Hughes captured the teenage experience through his portrayal of troubled John Bender. If you appreciate actresses whose off-screen journey is as fascinating as their roles, you know her. That's Shirley MacLaine, now 91, who won an Oscar for Terms of Endearment. Her spiritual explorations have inspired millions. You're gonna eat lightning and crap thunder. You might know him as Apollo Creed from the Rocky films. That's Carl Weathers, now 77, whose versatility took him from action films to comedy and Happy Gilmore. If you love to hate a villain, you definitely remember her. That's Joan Collins, now 92, the scheming Alexis Carrington on Dynasty. Those shoulder pads and her delicious wickedness defined 80s television drama and escapist glamour. If you were caught up in TV's biggest mystery, Who Shot JR, you know him. That's Patrick Duffy, now 76 from Dallas. That cliffhanger wasn't just a TV moment, it was a cultural phenomenon that had the whole world talking. You might remember her transformation from terrified waitress to warrior. That's Linda Hamilton, now 69, from The Terminator. Those pull-ups in T2 inspired a generation of women to embrace strength as part of their identity. If you dreamed of taking a cruise after watching his show, you know him. That's Gavin MacLeod, who would be 94, who captained the Love Boat. His warm smile welcomed countless guest stars for 9 seasons of predictable, satisfying comedy. You might know her as the flight instructor who captured Maverick's heart. That's Kelly McGillis, now 68, from Top Gun. Unlike many Hollywood stars, she's embraced a quieter life away from the spotlight, choosing what truly matters. If you remember a green-painted muscle man before CGI took over, you know him. That's Lou Ferrigno, now 74, the Incredible Hulk. That transformation scene, clothes ripping, eyes changing, became a television staple we all imitated. Before female detectives were common on TV, she broke that ground. That's Angie Dickinson, now 94, from Policewoman. Her character, Sergeant Pepper Anderson, paved the way for countless female crime fighters who followed. Warriors, come out to play A. If that line still gives you chills, you know him. That's Michael Beck, now 76, who led the Warriors. That cult classic's stylized gang warfare influenced countless films and music videos that followed. That laugh, that effervescent energy, that's Goldie Hawn, now 80, who charmed us from Laugh-In to Private Benjamin. Her decades-long relationship with Kurt Russell proves that Hollywood partnerships can indeed stand the test of time. If you dreamed of being a wealthy amateur detective with a gorgeous spouse, you know her. That's Stephanie Powers, now 83, who was Jennifer Hart in Heart to Heart. Her chemistry with Robert Wagner captivated audiences for 5 seasons. I hate spunk. If that gruff exterior hiding a heart of gold seems familiar, you know him. That's Ed Asner, who passed at 91, who played Lou Grant on The Mary Tyler Moore Show before spinning off into his own drama series. If you remember when a hairstyle with cornrows became an overnight sensation, you know her. That's Bo Derek, now 69, who made waves with that beach run in 10. One slow-motion scene changed beauty standards across America. You might recognize that smooth sophistication immediately. That's Robert Wagner, now 95, who led Heart to Heart with charm and mystery. Beyond that series, his roles in films like Austin Powers showed his ability to adapt across eras. If you remember the ultimate will they won't they TV couple, you know her. That's Shelley Long, now 76, who was Diane on Cheers. Her intellectual sparring with Sam created the template that countless TV couples have followed since. You might know her from that unforgettable prom scene or her transformation into Loretta Lynn. That's Sissy Spacek, now 75, whose incredible versatility took her from horror in Carrie to her Oscar-winning role in Coal Miner's Daughter. If you followed those dramatic Dallas cliffhangers, you definitely know her. That's Charlene Tilton, now 67, who played Fiery Lucy. Those summer-long waits between seasons created an anticipation that today's binge-watching rarely allows. You might remember her as the mother desperately trying to save her possessed daughter. That's Ellen Burstyn, now 93, who captivated in The Exorcist and won an Oscar for Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Her 7-decade career shows unwavering commitment. If you watched All in the Family, you'll instantly recognize her. That's Sally Struthers, now 78, who played Gloria. Those groundbreaking Norman Lear shows brought real-world issues into our living rooms, starting conversations across America. That's Jaclyn Smith, now 80, one-third of the original Charlie's Angels trio. She maintained her elegance through the decades and pioneered celebrity fashion lines long before they became a standard career move for stars. If you were captivated by a forbidden romance in a sweeping Australian saga, you know her. That's Rachel Ward, now 68, from The Thornbirds. Her chemistry with Richard Chamberlain created television's most talked about love story of its time. From workout videos to Oscar-winning performances, she's constantly reinvented herself. That's Jane Fonda, now 87, who showed us all it's never too late to begin a new chapter, whether in fitness, activism, or acting. So how'd you do? Remember, getting older is a privilege denied to many. Each line on our faces tells a story of a life well lived. Drop your score in the comments and let us know who stumped you. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, like, subscribe, and stay tuned. We're all in this journey together, and more nostalgic treasures are coming your way soon. Until next time, keep those memories close and your remote control closer.